Today we're going to be revisiting Modern Warfare 2019. And I'm getting all like warm and fuzzy coming back to this game, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm fighting back a couple of tears right now because this game, it holds a really special place in my heart in a lot of different ways. Before we get into all that, we're just gonna queue up for a TDM, you know, just like the basic default mode. We're gonna see like what condition the game is in, how many players are alive, how quickly we can get into a game. Oh man, that ping is looking a little worrisome. We're in the 68 millisecond range. I don't know, man. It had to drop all the way down to 85 millisecond. Now that's not that bad, but I mean that's still an 80 ping. Oh man, look at this loading screen right here. It feels so fresh. Even though this is one of the quote-unquote newer Call of Duties, it still kind of feels like an older one in some ways. Oh my gosh, dude, the graphics on this game. Am I mistaken, or are these better than Modern Warfare 3, the new one? Like, look at, like, the lighting and just, like, even, like, the fine texture work and stuff. I don't know. I feel like this might look better than the new Call of Duty. But that's gonna take a minute to adjust to. Not only is there a respawn timer, which I completely forgot about, but you also have to hold B when you slide, and oh, wow. Slide canceling? Yeah, it's possible, but it's, yeah, it's definitely different in this game. So I'm gonna try to run through all the reasons that Modern Warfare 2019 is special in my heart. First things first, and arguably one of the most important things, is the fact that this was the last midnight release that I ever went to for a video game. After that, the only times that I pre-order games is either digitally or through like Amazon or just like something like that. So I haven't actually been to like a midnight release event since Modern Warfare 2019. That night is one of the most special nights that that night is just, it has such a special place in my heart. I'll never forget going to GameStop, waiting in line to get the game, all the cool like merch that they handed out during that event. It was just, oh my gosh, dude, I'm literally about to get myself in tears. And then fast forwarding a little bit, this was the last Call of Duty where I still lived, you know, back home in Pennsylvania before I moved down here to Florida. I'll never forget all those times that I stayed up pulling all-nighters, doing like split screen co-op with, you know, me and my friends. This game, I wouldn't necessarily say it's nostalgic for me, because when I think of a nostalgic Call of Duty, for me that's more like, you know, Call of Duty World at War, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, something like that. But this is just an instance where there's like, you know, just a lot of good and wholesome memories tied to it. It's not necessarily nostalgia because it's not old enough for me to be nostalgic about it, but you know, there's still just a lot of good memories there. Not to mention the fact that this was the Call of Duty that kind of kickstarted this channel. Basically back in the summer of 2020, specifically July 20th of 2020, I uploaded my first public video on this channel, which, you know, you can still go back and find if you toggle it or if you like sort the videos by oldest. It's a gun game on Gunrunner Night. That was actually the video that kickstarted the whole daily chain. Ever since I uploaded that video, I have been uploading daily, and I have not missed a single day since that video back in 2020, which I'm still super proud about. That's over like 1,000 videos back to back, not to mention the daily shorts on top of it. I haven't been doing daily shorts for as long, but I've, you know, started incorporating them. So technically speaking, I kind of have been uploading twice a day, but not really. I upload one long form video a day. That's been consistent. And then within recent months, I also started uploading daily shorts, which has been pretty cool. Man, it's so crazy playing a Call of Duty where it's like, you know, not all the players are sweating. Obviously, they had to match me up with whoever they could because, you know, all the sweaty players have moved on to the new Call of Duties at this point. So I'm just playing with players that are here because they, you know, naturally want to play for fun. And it's just, it's crazy, man. I don't have to run, slide cancel, jump like a kangaroo. I can just run around, casually talk to you guys and shoot people. It's insane. Who knew I could just play a video game and have fun? Modern Warfare 2019 truly was one of those for better or worse situations, because at launch, this was like one of my favorite I mean, to this day, like this Call of Duty in itself, like I have nothing against this Call of Duty. I just have issues with what it did to the franchise afterwards. I love Modern Warfare 2019, but this is also where we saw Warzone, the battle passes, the operators, and the bundles, and yeah. For me, I didn't have an issue with any of those systems until Modern Warfare 2 2022. That's where my issues started to arise, and in Modern Warfare 3, it's getting to that point where I'm like, alright, I'm kind of, you know, starting to feel the fatigue and the effects of it. Specifically on the Warzone side of things, like, I've never necessarily had an issue with the games themselves. Like, at their core, when it comes to, oh, wow, that voice cracked. When it comes to, like, the games themselves, like, even a game like, you know, Modern Warfare 2 2022, I thoroughly enjoyed the 6v6 experience in that. It's just, it's all the ways that you can tell that, you know, the Warzone side of things is starting to affect the multiplayer side of things, whether that be the battle passes, the monetization structure, just the gameplay itself, and the lack of content in certain departments, because you can tell that Warzone is getting all the attention. I'm also not a fan of, you know, some of the pay-to-win bundles that have been implemented in recent times, like, you know, the DMZ bundles in Modern Warfare 2, or even the new Zombies bundles for Modern Warfare 3. While they're not inherently pay-to-win, they kind of are, because they can give you, like some of the bundles, right? You buy them and you get, like, instant pack-a-punch crystals, or other, like, rare ether tools and stuff like that. It's one of those things where I don't actively engage with that side of the game, so it's like, you know, it is what it is. Like, there's always going to be the whales out there that can't keep their wallets closed and they'll always be purchasing the bundles. Me personally, I haven't purchased a bundle since Cold War, and even then, the only bundle that I purchased was the Ghostface bundle, just because I was like, come on, man, it's Ghostface. I'm a huge fan of the Scream series, and that was before the pay-to-win stuff was implemented, and I was like, hey, you know what? The bundle, that was even before the bundle started becoming like $30. That was just at that point of where I was like, all right, you know what? It's an innocent little bundle. I want it. Why not? Nowadays, I pre-ordered the Vault Edition. I still do that, but otherwise the bundles, no. No wonder that game was so boring. It was a 6v2. This hurts my heart, man. I love this game, but the lobbies are barely staying alive through matches. It's fun playing a game where I don't have to sweat, but I did forget just how slow-paced some of these games were. We're about to, oh, wait, what the heck? Didn't it just say Shoot House in the bottom? I'm not crazy, right? Y'all saw that too? I mean, Broadcast is I mean, obviously that map is great too. I just forgot about how slow this game can be sometimes. It's MW 2019. I gotta use the MP5 at least once. Seriously, I'm not crazy, right? Like, graphically, I swear, this game, it looks so much better than even, like, Modern Warfare 3. Why is that the case? I kind of want to say it's an art direction thing, because, like, even though this game is still technically realistic looking, it still has a bit of, like, an art direction to it, whereas, like, the new one is just, like, I don't know, it kind of feels like a hodgepodge of assets. This is such a small and weird thing to point out, too, but the one thing that I like about this game more than Modern Warfare 2, for example, is the fact that the text when you kill somebody, when it pops up and shows the XP values, it's yellow. For some reason, I prefer when that's yellow in Call of Duty games. Like, that's one of the reasons that I love it in Modern Warfare 3, because every time you get a kill, it pops up and it's yellow. I think it looks cleaner than the white text, or at least it looks better in my mind. The only games where that isn't the case is Black Ops 2 and 3, because in those cases, those games are more futuristic, so it kind of, like, makes sense to have those be white. I don't know. It fits in with those aesthetics, and it's actually, it still feels great when you get kills over there. I don't know. When it comes to the Modern Warfare games, I really like the yellow text, and in Cold War as well. Like, every time that you start going on streaks and the yellow text pops up, it feels so good. I honestly don't want to get off of this game. This is so chill, man. Like, yeah, sure, the matches are a bit slower, but it's like, it's not really sweaty. When I get into a gunfight, I have it's like a 50-50 chance, Like, if my aim is on point, I'll get the kill. If their aim is on point, they'll get the kill. I do remember, like, SBMM/EOMM, or whatever you want to call it, being a thing in this game, and I do remember it being quite a point of contention, but it's just been getting worse and worse over the years. I really feel like MW3, in terms of, like, the whole EOMM thing, is probably one of the worst, if not the worst, that we've seen so far. Like, yeah, sure, at the end of the day, it does kind of come down to your raw skill as to whether or not you're going to win, if you're getting kills and stuff like that, but sometimes that stuff is completely out of your control, and I don't want to dive into the conspiracy territory of, like, some of the patents that have been mentioned, because I don't know or necessarily even believe that some of that stuff is actually in the game, just because on my side at least I haven't seen any substantial proof of it, but it's cause for concern. Some people pointed the fact of, like, well, you're not good enough to experience that stuff, that's why you're not experiencing it, but that's not necessarily the thing. With, like, gunfights in Call of Duty, the gunfights are so fast that sometimes it's just hard to tell if something else is actually manipulating the gunfights or not. I mean, like, I've had a few instances where I'm like, okay, I dumped a few more bullets into that guy than maybe I should have had to, and he melted me really fast, but then there's also the thing of, like, okay, but did I take damage before that? Was I not actually fully regen? Like, there's so many different factors that play into it that it's hard to say. If that kind of stuff actually is in those games, then yeah, obviously that's incredibly scummy, and I hope that they, get rid of it. At the same time, I'm not gonna sit here pointing fingers, because, it's just, at this point, it's still kind of like conspiracy territory. At the end of the day, I point gun, I shoot gun, I kill person, and that's still satisfying to me, and it's still a fun gameplay loop, so, that's all that matters. Obviously, those are important conversations to have, whether it be from a logistics standpoint or from a morality standpoint of, like, should this stuff even be in the game? Obviously, that stuff shouldn't be in the game. I mean, I don't really feel like there's any question about that, but at the same time, y'all know me, I'm the type of dude where it's like, yeah, it's important to have those conversations, but at the same time, I don't really even care about those conversations. Like, we'll have those conversations when we have them, but I just can't stand those people that just talk about it 24/7. Like, shut up, dude. I'm just trying to play a game and have fun. I get it. Everyone, including me, is salty about some of these things being in the game, and we'll talk about those things when the time comes. But at the same time, like, I'm tired of the constant conversation about it. Like, sometimes I wish everybody would shut up and just play the game. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Save those conversations for when you're tweeting and talking smack on Call of Duty's Twitter account or in the YouTube comment section. For now, just let me chill and play my game. It's also crazy playing a Call of Duty where every gun doesn't kick like a horse. Like, between the MP7 I was using and the MP5 now, like, I mean, the guns, sure, they kick a little bit, but, the attachments that I have on it, it's just enough to mitigate it. The guns aren't still kicking like a horse despite all that, and furthermore, not every single attachment is hurting my ADS speed. For those curious, I actually did end up finishing that magma camo thing, which I know I said I was going to make a video on that once I completed it, but I wanted to hop on Modern Warfare 2019. I've had that itching for a while, and now that I'm on here, dude, I don't want to get off of here. Like, tomorrow I'll still make the video on the Magma camo, because crazily enough, I ended up earning that whole, what was that? I was missing like 800-some thousand XP. Yeah, I ended up doing that yesterday. So now that I basically have done everything over Modern Warfare 3 that I need to do right now, I mean, I don't know, I'm max rank, I finished the Battle Pass, I have all the Mastery camos and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I might just stay on Modern Warfare 2019 for a bit. Sure, the matches are a bit slower in some aspects, but honestly, after the Sweatfest that is Modern Warfare 3, maybe that's not such a bad thing. I'm not trying to dunk on MW3 in this video either, because obviously I absolutely love that game. I wouldn't play it if I didn't love it. It's just, man, the sweats are just something else sometimes. One last thing I wanted to mention is just, I love the fact that this game actually has a strong identity. This was like the last Call of Duty, I want to say. I mean, Cold War to a certain extent. Actually, yeah, you know what? I'll lump Cold War in there. Cold War had a really good identity. There was a few outlandish bundles, but was anything too crazy or outside of the norm for Call of Duty. But like Modern Warfare 2019, truly the last Call of Duty to just have that like strong identity until we got up to like, you know, MW2 with Nicki Minaj and 21 Savage. But anyways, always massive shout out, take it all the Patreon channel members, thank you to all in the low ball tier, and a big shout out, thank you to all in the big ball tier, Mellow asking, but Daddy Man in the biggest shout out, thank you to all in the G tier, Rod Invention, Cheese Girl, thank you guys so much, you guys are literal legends, I love you. Thank you guys for watching, have an amazing day, stay beautiful, I love you all, peace.